Alright. Who's ready for the fucking stream that's gonna show, like, the best dungeon of the game that everyone says is the worst because they're idiots? Although we do technically have to do one thing prior to that. We gotta get ourselves a big fucking sword. Bigger than the one we got. Hell yeah, Badger. But also Biggoron trading sequence. Because that's also what's coming up. This entire... like, this whole wild trading sequence. Oh, look at that. Epona was just, still right there after all this time. Alright, first things first. Gotta start out simple. It all starts with a Kuko. And I gotta say, thinking about these kind of long trading sequences in Zelda games, I feel like there really hasn't been one that I can think of that is as in most people's minds the same ways compared to this game's. Maybe because it was the first time it happened? I don't know. It's been a long time since I played A Link to the Past, and I've not touched Link's Awakening to know if it actually had a sequence like that. But it's like, aside from this, and Majora's Mask kinda having its own thing that could, like, play out across the entire 3-day cycle, especially with, like, you know, among other things. I don't really recall them using, like, this type of quest idea, so, like, in every major game. Like, I don't remember what it might have been for Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. Link's Awakening did have one? Okay. Alright. Man, it was only for the boomerang back then. Huh. Yeah, whatever. I mean, like... it obviously does not come off as impressive as, like, you know, a giant two-handed sword, but... yeah, whatever, you have to start somewhere, I suppose. But yeah, definitely, like, none of the other 3D Zelda games come to mind as far as, like, where that is, like, a significant side quest you can engage in. I wouldn't be surprised if Breath of the Wild maybe had something like that, considering, like, just the crazy, huge, open world nature of the game. Alright. Deja vu for you, huh? Oh, you already knew that. Good to know. You really could have left any time, you know. It's been God knows how many days since I fucking humiliated Ingo and saved your goddamn ranch. Yeah, he did. Yeah, we'll do that. Also, oh man, Kojiro. There's definitely one part about, like, this whole trading sequence where, you know, it's mostly, like, one of those instances with this game where it's like, you know, it's rated E for everyone, it's a Nintendo game, like, that's what you expect from this time. But it's like, even, but like, some of the stuff that we do see, especially kind of coming up with what's implied with where we need to take this Kuko to its original owner, and like, and all that stuff, you're seeing a bit more of like the shades of the kind of subtle darkness that they would just like roll with throughout the entirety of Majora's Mask. In fact, I think even that, like, sound that the Kuko made, I think that was specifically because we are, like, closing in on where the original owner is. Wait, actually, I don't know if he does, if it matters or not, what time of day it is. But yeah, we're closing in. It's this guy. That's apparently Anju's brother. And this guy, like, 7 years ago, back when he was in Kakariko, was just like, he literally was just a fucking outsider, kind of depressed motherfucker, that just hung out in front of the tree near the main gate and did nothing. It was like, everything sucks, the world sucks. Nice shortcut back. Also, I remember talking with, like, well, with a friend of mine, who's, like, I kind of tell him off and on how it's, like, I do, like, do live streaming of video games, and told him that I was playing through Ocarina of Time again. And, like, I was, like, getting closer and closer to when the time would be right to do this side quest. And he told me about how, like, his roommate apparently managed to, like, do well at this, particular trading side quest, that he did not need to use Epona to just get all the way across Hyrule Field. Which seems wild to me. And I could feasibly probably try and do that myself, but I still prefer to stick to, like, whatever, like, the safe strats are that I know are consistent and work. Yep, that particular potion shop is a front. This is the real potion shop we need. There it is. I actually need it lined up. A fool indeed. I guess besides doing this, since there is just gonna be a whole lot of running around and shit going from place to place, and I've still been messing around with other games. In the meantime, I actually finished up like I had left it sitting for like a few weeks, but like I had like a replay of Wanted Dead on the highest difficulty that I had left incomplete, and just wanted to like finish that just so I had like a New Game Plus file like set to go right at the beginning. That game's still awesome. The people who like gave it bad reviews or acted like it was a disaster or like fucking dipshits and don't know how to play games. But besides that, like a whole lot of other Resident Evils, again, to continue like keeping my mind off as much as possible about like Resident Evil 4 Remake. You know, like playing through RE5 co-op with a friend, and like I went back through Remake 2, and now currently going through Remake 3, specifically for like mostly just to get some of like the last few records out of the way that I never actually finished during the time when I was playing it the most. Yeah, the dude's dead. This particular Kokiri, I feel, is the real shit kid of the village. Like, even more so than Mito, you know? Like, that whole bully. Like, just her entire demeanor, how she says things is like, she is probably the most likely out of any of these lost boys and girls to be, like, a serial killer among them. Look at that. I mean, just, you saw it. Look at that fucking laughing. Bitch, you don't even recognize me from when I was a kid. Ah, whatever. And yeah, Remake 3 is still alright. A lot of the things are just, like, how it stacks up, like, as far as, like, remaking and capturing, like, the spirit of original RE3 is still, like, real suspect. Just because, like, it's fun enough to play. You know, I still felt that was the case, but, like, even when I tried it back in, like, 2020. But it cuts so much that it's like, man, what is the point? Oh shit, I missed this. The like Seasons and Ages trade sequence was like a sword upgrade. Oh, wait, hold on. Fucking Phantom Hourglass had a trading sequence. I can't believe I did not remember that was a thing, and I actually played that game and like enjoyed it more than most, at least at the time. Wow. Yeah, I kind of missed that initially just because my fucking cat dock in OBS decided to freeze on me. But yeah, okay. Yeah, they've still been doing it, but... Yeah, but I guess in just a lot more of the other major Zelda games that stick out in my mind, like the 3D ones, certainly don't have anything as notable. But yeah, you're right. Time has the... like, this game absolutely has, like, the best reward. Just a powerful two-handed sword that is, like, a ×2 damage boost over the Master Sword. Like, at that point, why would you ever need a shield? Nailed it. But yeah, like the things I had left to do in Remake 3, most notably was that I had not gone through Nightmare and Inferno difficulties on S rank, which I just got those out of the way real quick thanks to simply cheesing the fuck out of them with the infinite rocket launcher. Because the game does not prevent you from getting S ranks for using such powerful weapons, because those difficulties are such bullshit that they are not designed to be fun if played from like a with like a fresh new game loadout. But the last thing I actually have to do in that now is just the minimalist, no item box run, which should totally be fine. Now that I'm kind of like reacclimated to like the sequence of events in that game, I can just now put it back down to a more sane like difficulty level, like hardcore or standard. Wait, what? Oh, goddamn. Okay, that is... Huh. Oh, god damn it. Fucking... Alright, this is bizarre. Just, like, I lost all audio from, like, the game. Like, it's not coming through on the stream or in my headphones. God damn it. What the hell? Okay. Alright, that's fixed. God. Fucking... you know what? I really shouldn't be complaining too much, considering the other frustrating shit I had to put up with on OBS. Like, ever since the start of this year, this is tame by comparison. It's just... the freaking audio mixer and monitor just had, like, a mild freak out, so I had to, like, turn off and on, like, a single setting or two. It's fine. We're proceeding as normal. Yeah, there's definitely... yeah, because, like, it's... like, that particular achievement as well, like, the minimalist no item box one was also, like, a thing you could do and got rewarded for in Remake 2. And that was absolutely, like, a fun thing to do. It's just, you know, even though I think of it ultimately less compared to Remake 2, I still kind of want to... wait, I got off way too early on that. Never mind. But no, it's like... because I had completely 100% cleared everything you could do in Remake 2 years ago. And I was just missing those last two things from Remake 3 that it's like, I might as well do it just to put my completionist addled brain at ease, as it were. And then I guess after that, for more Resident Evil, I guess I could, like... get playing Revelations 2 again, starting a fresh system file again, and, like, clearing out everything on that. Because that game is fucking awesome. And, like, fuck all the assholes who just act like they're too good for it because, like, the game didn't have, like, an obscene amount of money put into it, and apparently you can only get good games made if you have, like, a high budget. Which if that's the case, then I genuinely, like, am concerned what they possibly think about, like, the quality of indie games. Yeah, but it's whatever. The game's good and I enjoy it, then it's a better game than Revelations 1. Might as well be the only Revelations game. Considering how often I, like, find myself actively forgetting that like, that they made in Revelations 1. What's up, dude? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get it. You're having eye troubles. Sorry about the eruption. The only thing I'm kind of wishing, though, with the idea of just playing through Revelations 2 again, is that I really wish that they could have, like, tried to implement online co-op for that game. Especially with, like, going through RE5 in co-op for the first time. Who gave him that RX? Like, honestly, I don't really have that good of, like, answer to that question. I mean, have you seen what all the Gorons basically do in the village? Like, ever? I think only one of them has an actual for real job, and that's as a shopkeep. The other just, like, sit around, roll up and, like, ball up and roll around, like, laps. Or just, like, eat rocks all day. Literally eat rocks. But maybe it's also to imply that, I don't know, maybe, like, that Hyrule is an advanced enough kingdom that even though there's, like one species that is clearly, like, the one that brought forth, like, a monarch and a royal family that, like, sees over everything, they're on good terms still with the rest of the other species that they have, like, that they see value in each other's services. And have, like, a functioning kingdom and society out of it. This should be a good spot, because I'm going to be going back down the river. In fact, swimming through it, rather. It's practically a legit answer. Yeah, it's actually... Yeah, Hyrule pretty much is, like a perfectly fine and, like, ideal scenario for what, like, a medieval fantasy, like, monarchy could be. Not needing to be bogged down by all the other, like, pseudo-allegorical, like, fucking conflicts that a kingdom like this could have with fantasy racism. Well, I mean, I guess there is also the matter of, like, the Gerudos themselves, and that they are basically a race whose entire occupation is being thieves. Which, you know, that could probably be very discriminatory. Oh yeah, and the fact that, like, the Gerudos also come to Hyrule Castletown specifically to, like, find hot men to like, lure back to their camp so that they can breed with them. Yeah, okay, maybe there is actually a bit of underlying problematic elements, like, in the Kingdom of Hyrule, but, I mean, whatever. It's all fantasy, it's a video game. Now then, we gotta now deliver 2 items, this next one and the one after, and both are on a time limit, and I always remember this being quite the difficult thing to achieve at first. I remember the first time that I tried, like, using one of the songs that you could use to like warp to different places, and thinking, oh yeah, this will be a breeze, and then as soon as you arrive at the destination, you have 5 seconds left on the clock. The game just actually actively going, oh no, you're gonna be playing by the rules we set, motherfucker. Oh yeah, and since we are, you know, an adult now, like, this river, for the most part, is actually, well, aside from this last stretch of it, you know, we can actually have our feet touch the bottom, surprisingly. All right, 2 minutes to go. Wait, no, god damn it. There we go. Yeah, it's like a minute and a half to go, but we can make it. Yeah, just thinking about now, like, the idea of someone being able to, like, complete the side quest without using the horse whatsoever to get around. Sounds like something where it's like, yeah, I could totally believe it's possible, but man, that would probably seem like so fucking hard. Or I don't know, maybe. I mean, we made it here with like a minute left. No, god damn it. Yeah, okay, about 50 or so seconds. No, that's not what they're for, dude. Yeah, fuck it. No preservatives, which means it only lasts for 4 real-time minutes. That's kind of a shitty prescription. Whatever. We can do this. Oh, goddamn. I hate when things like that happen when riding Epona around. Where it's like just some inclines on like in the terrain will be like just weird enough to cause her to like come to a complete stop. Even though you could still pass over it fine. Yeah. yeah, like she'll just get stuck on the darndest things. Alright. Now, another thing that will absolutely make this so much easier is just the fact that we have, like, this magic bean platform. Let's actually try and make sure that we ride it all the way to the top. As far as we'll go, let's not jump off too early. There. Like so. Man, yeah, like this shit becomes so much easier when you, just with experience and not being such like a dumb kid who like has not played enough video games to kind of have like the dexterity to handle these type of challenges. I mean that was kind of dumb of me, but it's whatever. I imagine if I had not taken the bean platform when I got hit by that Tektite, it might have been the thing that would have, like, caused this run to fail. Okay. Oh, well, good for you. All right, now then. Claim check. And what we have next is the moment where we just play the Sun song for a total of 6 times. Because it takes him 3 days to do it. Even though you do not see his character model doing a damn thing. Presumably, it's getting done. I imagine it's a case where, like, he's, like, the face of the operation, but he's got a bunch of regular-sized Gorons that are actually doing all the manual labor in, like, a sweatshop. We just don't see it. And then once we got this sword, we can finally get onto the main event. The old water temple. Alright, I think this should be the last one, and then we can talk to him again. Hell yes! Won't break at all. Yep, good job. We did the thing. Oh. Now then. This next dungeon is, like, in terms of design, absolutely the highlight of the game. Because it's all based around, like, a core concept that actually affects multiple rooms. That said, though, like, I am still gonna have a walkthrough on hand. Not so much for, like, the main solutions, but mostly just to, like, just so I know, like, where all of, like, the 5 gold skulltulas are that are in this, well, like, in this temple. Because, yeah, there's, like, 5 of them. Although there is one skulltula we have to get in here, though. Because now we have the iron boots. That said, though, the part where you do have to go pause the game. Like, oh, Jesus, that's a fucking shark! Hold on. This calls for the hammer! Or, what? Fucking... Oh, no, I got it. I was not rolling early enough. Silly me. Your turning radius, though, is wide as fuck when you're underwater with the iron boots. Yeah. I mean, like, if there is anything where, like, in regards to the whole water temple process where it's like, I totally understand if people have a problem with it, it is the needing to pause the game, equip the iron boots, unpause, do your thing, go back into the menu, and then, like, unequip, you know? But it's like the idea, though, that anyone would imply that that's, like, the thing that fixed the water temple kind of belies the fact where it's like, you're still not giving acknowledgement to the fact that the design of the dungeon itself, how it's supposed to work, is fine. Like, what you're asking for more than anything isn't, like, fixing a fatal flaw. It's just a quality of life improvement. Because that's all it is. It's a quality of life thing, which is nice to have, but even for, like, this old version from when it originally came out in 1998, I am not bothered when I am not able to simply map this thing to, like, any of the C buttons. Yeah. Ah, shit, woman, don't, now is not the time for that. Look, I kind of was put in a coma in another dimension until I had, like, grown old enough to become an adult. Because apparently that was necessary for me to even do this shit. Still wild to think of about just how it's like, with the design of the Zoras in this game and Majora's Mask, how it's like, well, no, I guess it's mostly just this game, because Majora's Mask, like, some of them did have, like, clothing on them. But it really does just feel like, man, they really did just get away with making an entire race of naked fish people with, like, full-on human anatomy. Alright. Yeah, I still need the arrows for this. Look at that! Look at that! Ow. Don't look at that part. One hit on each of them. I fucking love this sword. Oh, wait, fuck. Oh, God, I just actually realized. Shit, I wasn't... I completely forgot that, like, that open door at the very top, I could have gone through and I would have gotten the dungeon map. Shit, I'm gonna have to be on top of my game when it comes to keeping track of, like, my, like, general location. Ah, fuck, whatever. Damn it, Link, just... get in the water. Thank you. And this spot is technically optional. We're just coming here because we got like a gold skulltula that we can collect. And of course we're gonna do that. There we go. All right. Interestingly enough, despite, like, the 3DS version of this game, like, having, like, keeping the overall design of everything in the game, like, very faithful, there are some minor tweaks, like the fact that this switch, I guess in the 3DS version, they moved it behind this pillar, because I guess they realized after the fact that it might have been a bit obtuse trying to hit it through the gate, is the idea. Oh well. I mean, it's no big deal, especially with a sword as huge as this. Man, I can only imagine how much, like, these type of water dungeons and, like, you know, not just in this game, but, like, any Zelda game. Because even Twilight Princess had a water dungeon. Because of course it did, when, like, it's trying so desperately to be Ocarina of Time again. Like, just how much differently that shit would be if, like, if they had, like, properly involved, like, swimming mechanics. I mean, freaking Mario had it. Mario 64. Like, they probably would not even need to, like, adjust like the overall setup of this dungeon that much to begin with. It would probably just like smooth out like the overall flow. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it would happen. Ah, shit. Damn it! Why? Oh, fuck. I forgot you gotta jump onto it as it's rising. Yeah, it's like, it's a cool dungeon. It makes great use of water shit. It's like, it's not my fucking fault. I mean, like, no, it's like, it's not their fault that the people playing this for the first time, like, didn't, like, had shit all for brains. And I say that knowing full well that I also struggled with this particular dungeon even back in the day. But you would just be surprised how much people just, like, go immediately to thinking this was awful without even taking the time to, like, reflect on just the fact that, you know, maybe, just maybe, your judgments of, like, the quality of that dungeon is based entirely on the fact that you only remember what it was like when you first went through it as a kid, and you're not actually, you know, replaying games because you just treat them as completely disposable experiences. And even then, I feel like people that, like, play through this for the first time, and they're going through it especially as an adult and have, like, other Zelda game experience, it is, like, not some crazy hard thing that you would absolutely need, like, a walkthrough to, like, get through at some point. I remember watching, like, I didn't catch it live when it happened, but, like, after the fact, I remember seeing, like, the VOD for, like, a single stream playthrough of Ocarina of Time from Gigaboots. And that was literally, like, I think when they got to this part, when they got to the water temple, they basically, like, put, like, a gag order, like, completely on their chat to, like, not give any hints or, like, subtle directions about where to go. They just wanted, like, Dan, who was playing, like, who's on controls for that, to, like, just figure out the dungeon himself and see, you know, how bad it could get. And it only took him, like, I don't know, I think, like, an hour or something. But he was like, yeah, beat it with no help. It's totally doable. It's not some impossible bullshit type of dungeon or anything like that, you know? Alright then. Alright. And deeper down we go. And still thinking about, like, the quality of this dungeon and just how there aren't really that many, like, in the Zelda series that are ultimately like this. And then I'm also remembered as well that, oh yeah, the stone tower, actually, from Majora's Mask also behaves in a very similar way, where, like, the entire dungeon itself is built around, like, a very core mechanic that affects every room. And just reminding me once again, fucking hell, I love Majora's Mask, and I want to play it again sometime soon. Definitely not going to be after finishing this game, though, however long it's going to take. Because I still got other stuff I want to eventually stream as well. Like, the main things that I'm actually thinking about as far as, like, what to pivot towards after I finish Ocarina of Time. Which, if this somehow does not get finished before May rolls around, I'm gonna be, like, very disappointed in myself as far as, like my general laziness, as it were. I guess that's the only way to really describe it. Or not, I don't know. Sometimes I am just that genuinely tired from, like, a work day or doing other things, like, on a Wednesday, that I just don't feel like doing it, and I'd rather save all my energy preparing for Year of the Mecha. But one thing I do want to do is, you know, just to continue my spite and my hatred towards Remake 4, I am wanting to, like, do another stream playthrough of Resident Evil 4, the original, under the premise of, like, showing Capcom, like, what it's like to actually, like, make a game with, like, good shooting and combat. Alright. I think I've completely lost, like, my sense of direction, actually, as far as... Okay, no, hold on. Right, yeah, that's north. Yeah, I remember now, because, like, north is, like, on the 3rd floor. That is where you eventually get to the boss. So we need to go east, because that'll give us the compass, and I at least need that before I can eventually circle back around to getting that fucking dungeon map that I missed. There we go. But yeah, replaying RE4, because why not? And it would probably be the PC version this time instead of the GameCube, which has always been kind of like my usual standby. And that's only because, you know, now, like, I've been able to use stuff like RE4 tweaks to make it playable the way I would prefer. You know, barring the differences in, like, ammo drops and things like that, because you get a fuck ton more in the original GameCube release. Like, that's just how it is. But then the other thing that I'm thinking of, because I did not realize that A, that it had happened, and B, that, like, it was as simple as that, and I did not need to wait even longer for it to eventually take place. But as you know, I am a huge Ninja Gaiden fan. Ninja Gaiden Black's, like, my favorite action game of all time. And quite possibly, if I had to narrow things down to only one game as my favorite of all time, it would be that. Needless to say, I like the series a lot, especially when it was good. When it had, like, a vision behind it, thanks to a dude whose face looks like an oatmeal cookie. But one thing I'd always been hoping for was, like, a chance, like the efforts of game preservation and whatnot to finally make it possible to play through the Hurricane Pack content of the original vanilla release of Ninja Gaiden. Like that original 2004 release. Like that would, because for the longest time it was like you because it was dependent on original Xbox Live still functioning because it used like that server as like an authenticator, essentially. It was like basically a check to guarantees like, okay, you have this content and an Xbox Live account, we'll let you play now. But after that, it was like you could continue to play the Hurricane Packs offline by like loading back from like previous saves. And that's actually what I had used to like play it last time, like even like on stream from like a couple years ago, actually, coming up on almost 2 years rather. But anyway, fast forward to 2023, Insignia, the Xbox Live like community replacement, where it's like it's basically reverse engineering the protocols for original Xbox Live on that first console from Microsoft. And you know, the primary point of it was for like being able to like allow for like for actual online multiplayer to be possible on that system again, and they're adding it like piecemeal, like on a per game basis, which is, you know, that's fine, you know. But also it's like with how small the original Xbox's library is compared to like even like the PS2, and also how many less of them actually had like Xbox Live features, that means it's like the goal of like making every Xbox Live compatible game like actually have those features working again as intended is like a goal that does not seem too far off from being achieved. And one of the things I was surprised to see was leaderboard functionality for Ninja Gaiden 04 and Ninja Gaiden Black being restored, which that's awesome, you know? But then I noticed something when I looked at like the leaderboards and saw that like on Insignia's website, and the thing I noticed was that there were actually categories for Hurricane Pack 1 and 2. It was technically for all 3 Master Ninja tournaments, as they were called. That was the idea. And so I was like, hold on. It can't possibly be the case that they all just used like an already existing offline save to kind of carry on from there and make their own scores, because like those offline saves you make are tied to your Xbox Live account. So I booted up my Xbox again, made sure I could still connect to Insignia, which it does. Loaded up the game, selected Master Ninja Tournament, used like my gamer tag, and lo and behold, you can actually play all 3 Master Ninja Tournaments from start to finish. You can play the first one, which is just the vanilla game, except you can have your score recorded. The second is Hurricane Pack 1, which had the remixed enemy encounters and the intercept. And then Master Ninja Tournament 3, which was the Eternal Legend. And I'm like, man, like I know I already did that Ninja Gaiden Black and Sigma comparison Let's Play all those years ago. And I desperately wish that like things have been different somewhat back then that I could have shown off as well, in addition, like the Hurricane Pack contents. But you know what? Fuck it. I'll stream myself just like playing all of those Master Ninja tournaments, you know? Show off what vanilla Ninja Gaiden was like, show off how like Hurricane Pack 1 brought things like even closer to what people would recognize in Black, but obviously not 100% there. And then, of course, the Eternal Legend, and just seeing how differently that plays when you actually have, like, a just defend counter mechanic. Like, that in general, that to me would seem like a fun time. Especially as far as, like, me having a chance to kind of do better on showing off Hurricane Pack 1 than I did when I streamed it, like, years ago. Ah, shit. Okay, yeah, we gotta do this a bit, I guess, the more tense way. There we go. And already we're closing in on the on the midpoint of this dungeon. But I guess I can definitely say like one of the cooler sections and mini bosses, as it were. Alright. Just keep hook-shotting our way around this room. Okay. Yeah, I am not gonna hook shot directly into the mouth of that like, you asshole. And here it is. This illusory looking place. This was always just so cool to see. It's like, huh, that's blocked and... Wait, where's my reflection? Oh, there he is. And then we're just going to absolutely humiliate Dark Link because we got the Biggoron Sword and can just absolutely stab through his defenses. That was even faster than I remember it being. And then it was gone. There we are. Yeah, just stab him in the dick. Like you said. And there we go, the long shot. It goes twice as far. Oh, man. And now we, like, this is the part I always found was, like, kind of neat as well, where it's like, this part of the temple, like, was like an interesting shift in aesthetics because it's like this no longer feels like part of like a temple's architecture, you know? We somehow, it feels like we went outside of the bounds of where we were supposed to go, you know? Like, that's what it feels like. And so I guess that's like another minor thing, like in favor of like this dungeon just being the absolute best of like the whole series. Well, though not of the whole series, just this game, really. Because there are other dungeons that I do think are about as good as this, or better in some areas, like Stone Tower. I mean, hell, I think like any of the dungeons in Majora's Mask, at least based on my memory, I think I like more ultimately than even the Water Temple here. And then, of course, in notably contentious Zelda game, Skyward Sword, its final dungeon, is 100% like just one of the best the series has ever had. Because guess what? It also plays into the, wait, why do I still hold on to these blue fires? What the fuck? Fairy, come back. Thank you. I completely forgot I held on to those blue flames. God damn. Alright, easy does it. Nice. Wait, hold on. I didn't. Oh, no, I did. Shit. Never mind. Easier than swimming to the other side. And we got a key again. Nice. And hey, look at that. We loop back around. That's a familiar sight. Yeah, just the way, like, this dungeon routes you through it and engage with, like, its core mechanic. How that affects multiple rooms around the central area. It's, oh yeah, it is so good. Does not deserve any manner of, like, negative reputation that people saddled it with because of their own incompetence. Oh, damn it. Wasn't high enough. What? Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. I don't need to hook shot there for that because like that part is still submerged. Like the water level is at its highest. God damn it. Whatever. Alright. We only need to come back here specifically because there's that fucker. Yeah, that long shot really is long. Good. Now then, next up, we gotta cycle the water level so that we get it to like the medium setting. Oh man, you know, actually thinking about it some, I just realized that, especially if you were going through this game and, like, collecting all the heart pieces just so you would have, like, your health be as big as it is right now, I could see someone doing, like, a challenge run of the Water Temple where they go through it entirely without the Zora's Tunic. Because I'm pretty sure with at least 15 heart containers, that would give you enough time to do anything of, like, importance that would require you to be submerged underwater, you know? Alright. Now to the central chamber. Okay. We can get this guy. And then exit at the very top. Or wait, no, hold on. Right, okay, yeah, my mistake. There is no door on the very top floor of this central pillar. There's only the one at the middle. Okay. We're getting close. It's actually even just one more gold Skulltula that we'll need to get, kind of in this particular section. Now then. Now here's a neat little loop around that we're gonna do since we moved that block into place. Yeah, just experiencing it all over again. Like, still impresses me every time just how well, like, you're routed through this space, all the while, like, keeping track of important things with, like, the water level and, like, other things that you move in the environment, like these blocks and whatnot. Like, the big thing with this, obviously, is, like, when, like, going through these, through this particular dungeon, you're having to make do with the fact that you have a lot of, like, one-way passages, essentially. You know, like that gate. So, obviously, we have to exit out through here. All right. And I do still appreciate as well, you know, which makes this dungeon even better, something that all the other temples had obviously stuck to, is like, they are perfectly fine just putting a lot of small keys in areas that end up feeling like they are off the beaten path. So you do kind of have to explore your general surroundings across multiple rooms so that you can get absolutely every key that is necessary to, like, make going through the mandatory key doors like a straight shot. There. Oh god, all this shit with the fucking... Oh, man. Goddamn water currents. There we go. Fake wall. I remember these from Fire Temple. Like so. Drop a bomb on it. Might as well also... Yeah, I'm also going to need to bomb this one. There. Oh man, there was a bunch of hearts at the bottom. Ah, whatever. I'm still pretty good on health. It's fine. Alright, just get this closer to the edge, drop it on the switch. And of course we still need to go back through the tunnel this way. Can't scooch around the edge like that, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna snipe those fuckers from over here. Got it. Ooh, that was close. The angle looked kind of off, but I managed. And there we go. That's the last Skulltula for this fight. I mean this dungeon. Puts us at 76. Though we will be about ready for the boss fight pretty soon, because I believe next up is we are going to be getting that, the boss key, as it were. That angle was kind of funky. Yep, because this last small key we have is what guards it. Can only imagine how, you know, frustrated it could make some people if they were still missing one key somewhere and had to keep looking, keep engaging with the, like the water level just to get to the spot that they needed. Another fairy, because why not? Yeah, screw it. Let's just make it 3. Oh. Shit. Oh, whatever. Let's just get back to the main chamber. Let's get the water level to, like, maximum height. Take on the boss. Oh my god, damn it! Ah! Oh my god. Somehow I did not get hit right at that corner. Either it was a fluke or the game really did just become generous for me. Like, holy shit. I'll take it. Oh, man. Smooth sailing, all things considered, going through this. Wait, oh, fuck. I went through the... Oh, god damn it, I'm an idiot. Just lost track like an idiot. Gotta do this shit again. Oh, fuck. Okay. It's... Oh, wait. No, I'm a fucking idiot. That's why. Because I went through the exact same door again when I was not supposed to. I need to go south. God damn it. And I've been doing so well, like, on, like, keeping track of my cardinal directions going through this dungeon. Even with the map. Oh, well. Finally, we can get back to the center of the dungeon and actually finishing this thing. Nope, nope, nope. We're still keeping the Biggoron Sword because I like big damage. Make our way over to this side. There we go. I didn't want Rude Awakening standing on here and just getting a Tektite dropped on my head. Excellent. Now, for as good as this dungeon is, I do recall there being, like, the penultimate room leading, of the dungeon. You know, like, right before the boss is actually... Well, I think that's the one that is, like, the real low point of, like, the dungeon, because it's kind of bullshit what you have to do on that one. Oh my god, just... Okay, thank you. Alright. It's this shit. Where this is a steep enough incline that I'll slide down unless I have the iron boots, which means I got to... Or not. Or... Fuck. I forget. Oh, right. Yeah, I need to... Shit. Hold on. Yet. Yeah, it's just finding, like, the right... like, spot to run straight up. It's so stupid. Damn it. Oh, come on. Yeah, this is one of those moments. Damn it. Ah. No hookshot targets. Like, the whole point of this is that you have to run up between these fucking, like, spike traps. It's so stupid. Oh, come on! Yeah, just hit me 3 times on the way down for good measure, dick. Like, this feels like such luck, in all honesty. And you can't roll either, because that'll cause you to lose your grip on the path. Hold on, I'm gonna step outside to... I really do not get, like, the... Okay. Like, getting the fairies to, like, just heal you that way on the spot always feels so finicky, but whatever, I kind of needed the health back. Matter of timing and luck. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Right. the way to make it easy is to just reset them, because you saw it after a while, like, when I was in this room. Like, they started to get more and more out of sync as they bounced off the walls. Like, no wonder that was fucking me up. I'm a lovable idiot. Ah. Yeah, that's the best compliment I'll get all night. I'll take it. I'm down. Okay. Morpha. This one. Ooh. Man, just like another, like, yeah, this dungeon, even when you're knowing what to do for the most part, it is going to run you around like about an hour or so. Which is totally fine for this sort of thing. All right. Ah, well, whatever. Again, I am so glad that I have the Biggoron Sword, because it means that this is going to get sped up tremendously. Next time I get him on land, I gotta make sure that it's specifically a jump attack. Why is he not? Oh my god. I have no idea why that wasn't, There we are. Jump attacks are already twice the normal damage, so that should mean that a jump attack of that is like 4 times the damage of like a single Master Sword swing. Which is fine. Okay, no, I remember now how it's supposed to be. Ah, damn it! Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's like the long shot has an easier time connecting if it's like in those moments, like after it finishes moving up and or down the tentacle. Wow, yeah, that is really fast. That was like only 3 times I needed to get the core on land and deal damage. Although the first one was just like a regular swing, so it was like 2.5 jump attacks, essentially. Yeah, that's fine. Ah, there's the heart container. Man, to think that I just stock up on a bunch of fairies in a bottle just in case, and yet I am just making quick work of these fuckers now. Wild camera angles, because this was early 3D and developers were just so in love with finding ways to experiment with that shit. It's what makes me love it. I mean, I didn't choose to be yours. Like, oh, fucking who cares? Yeah, because you're the sage, which might as well also mean that you're dead. you know, a spirit and whatnot. Yeah, referring to Sheik as a male. Back when that was like the accepted kind of identity for that character before I guess Nintendo decided to make it like, no, it's Zelda in literally like just the clothing, disguise, and all this other like changes to her appearance. Like it didn't change her gender, which and whatever. It's like I mean that's just ultimately a minor detail, like in comparison to like all the other important stuff that goes on in this game. But I mean, referring to Sheik as a guy, like back in the day when you didn't know, like certainly would have done a lot to at least put people off, like kind of throw people off the trail that Sheik and Zelda are the same. Enjoying this nice, serene view of the lake. And this asshole just has to disappear on me in a completely new way. Like, this part here is just always so hilarious. Look up, stupid. Ah, whatever. At least it wasn't a Deku Nut this time. Alright. Since it's sunrise and we got this as our only chance. Fire arrows unlocked. At least now we'll have like another thing that we can reasonably make use of the our magic meter for, because we like, despite getting the upgrades to like boost it to like be as long as 10 heart containers, we've really not used it for anything actually. I mean, that's ultimately going to change soon because of, you know, we got these elemental arrow types now, like the first one. But then, of course, there's the fucking Lens of Truth, which is constantly made to drain your magic meter when it's in use. Oh my god. Oh god, oh damn it, I walked forward just a bit too far. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of funky, but yeah, whatever. Now then. Yeah, I think after, you know, the big trading sequence and the entirety of the water temple, there's definitely not much else I can think of that I would actually need to do for tonight, I think. At least, trying to think of, like, some minor things that would be worth doing. Yeah, actually, you know what? I think this is fine. We can worry about all, like, the stuff for, getting the Shadow Medallion next time, because I do at least remember that, like, if that dungeon that we just went through was the high point, like, it kind of goes off like a sharp cliff pretty quickly with the Shadow Temple. Show off the nonsense collecting. No, because it's like, the other things I would need to collect would only start after I trigger the next story sequence, which I will absolutely save that for next time. Which will probably be Friday, or maybe not, depending, because I am still trying to make sure I am well prepared for this weekend's Year of the Mecha stream. Gonna be playing Heavy Gear 2, and I already have, like, a confirmed recording setup for that particular game. I just need to make sure I am not completely rusty on how that game plays, and I have all my key bindings the way I like. We'll see if it happens on Friday. Otherwise, if it doesn't, then I'll just go straight to Monday. But that should be enough. That was a good stream. That was a good run of the Water Temple. Just good fun all around. Barring an obnoxious room or two. Things like that. Thanks for sticking around and, like, watching, though. It's always appreciated. Just anyone that, like, comes by to just to see me do this shit. Cool. All right. I'm gonna take off. Get this archive uploaded and processed. All that stuff. You all have a good rest of your night. Take care.